พระจะสึกมาว่ามันทำไม่ได้แต่อย่างนี้มาว่าไม่ได้ว่าอาจารย์มองได้ขึ้นไปที่มุกนาแม้อยากจะย้อนกลับมาใหม่ทางไม่ใช่ทางเลยนะพอจะกลับมาอีกรอบมันไม่ใช่เลยเรามาเลยตัวมันเล็กอย่างสมมติเราผมบวชเป็นพระที่แก่แล้วต้องอยู่ในบทบาทอีกบทบาทซึ่งครูบาเอากับข้าวThat's a guy I didn't want to there. To my phone, Anna. Good? Thank you very much. Thank you. Get still and you'll find most things will leave you alone. It's not hanging you at all. Most spots are like 82 spots are dry. So a lot of times it's really, most spots are dry, even most spots are you're too big, really. So you're not going to eat. There's not a big fish. So yeah, it's not as they go away. So yeah, don't be scared of them, guys. They're pretty cool. That's thinking. As I said, don't move if there's one too close. You don't panic, and no, let's go their own little merry way. Just go. They can't eat you, so it's no good to them. How often does it shed? Every 12 months. I think I have to find that out. Actually. Hey, can you get a photo? Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Never touched it. Never touched it. Yeah. You don't hold it, just leave it around. Quickly to cut the example. Oh. Just keep carrying. Yeah. Stop it. I know we've seen a lot of
ถ้ามันกระโดดขึ้นมาได้ขนาดนี้ทำไง
ไม่ต้องทำอะไร
ไม่ต้องทำอะไร
หลบอย่างเดียว
ให้ผู้ว่าไปยืนเลยเวลาก็ยืนได้เฮ้ยบัตรไม่ได้ให้เขาเราซื้อบนแล้วโอ้ยเขาไม่รู้เลยไปเจอว่าอะไรเจอหมอบอกพระผู้สิทธิ์เจ้าว่าเลยทำมาว่าเราก็ยืนอยู่ข้างหลังเราทำ
อาหารล่อเนี่ย
I'm gonna get them off me. Good afternoon, welcome to Spectacular Jumping Crocodile Cruises. My name's Shaylee, I'm up the front here and I'm going to be the skipper for this trip for you. And up on the top deck we've got Yana and Tamara who will be jumping the crocs, so they've got the fun job this afternoon. Before we do get started, there are some very important safety rules I just want to talk to you about. If you don't listen to another word I say after that, that's just fine, but you definitely want to remember what I say to you now. Just before we do get going there's a very big croc here on the right hand side we're about to cruise past. He's way too close to the jetty, so we won't be interacting with this croc. But maybe on our way back if he floats down or follows us a little bit we'll be able to. But otherwise guys, the most important part out here is we are on a boat, so you do need to remember that. At the moment the boat is leaning very, very strongly to the right hand side, so I will ask that some people do go back to the left so we can even it up. Yep, that's feeling a bit better. Alright, perfect, there we go. So that is the one safety rule we have out here today. Please, the sides that you are on now, please stay on those sides of the boats. So you are more than welcome throughout the trip. If you're downstairs, you're more than welcome to come up to have a look, or alternatively if you're upstairs you can go downstairs and have a look. You actually do get a better view on the lower deck, you are eye level with the crocs, but I do ask that one favour, that you please stay on the side you are now. It might look like a big old sturdy boat, but it definitely isn't. And once she gets lean on it, that's it. We'll be all swimming this afternoon. I guarantee we won't make it to the bank. So we'll just remember that one rule and we should have a great afternoon. So here we go, as we do head down the river. We are on the Adelaide River. It's about 180 k's long. That bridge just behind us there, that's about the halfway mark. So we are about 90 k's from the sea. And that's the way we're heading today, out towards the ocean. While we are out here this afternoon, we are going to be looking for the Australian saltwater crocodiles. So they're called Crocodile porosus. There are no freshwater crocodiles in this part of the river at all. Basic rule is, they don't grow large enough or aggressive enough to compete with the salties. And the salties are absolute cannibals. So if one of those freshies do happen to stray down this part of the river, they will not last very long. One of these freshies with saltwater crocs would be more than happy to have them as lunch. So any crocs you do see this afternoon will be the saltwater crocodiles. We are here at quite a lucky time of day. We had a very, very low tide this morning. So it means for most of the day, all the bank along both sides of the river has been exposed. And that is good news for these crocs. They are cold-blooded animals, so they cannot regulate their own temperature. So to be able to warm up and get going in the mornings, they do need a certain amount of sun, just like us with our iced coffees in the morning. So they have had all day to get all the sun they need to warm them up. So fingers crossed, I think we're going to have a really good trip this afternoon. And I can already see one croc swimming in looking very hungry up ahead. So that is exactly what we're looking for here. Crocs that are swimming out to us. It is not totally natural behaviour for crocs to approach boats. It is a behaviour that they have learnt, Not all the crocs, but a few of the crocs in this area. They've learnt the sound of our particular engines, and to them, we're like the Mr. Whippy ice cream truck. So they hear the engines up at the jetty and they think, woohoo, easy feed, and they come swimming out to us. The other crocs that want nothing to do with us, that's fine as well. All they'll do is hold their breath, go underwater, wait until we pass, and you'll never ever see them. And they say for every one croc you can see, there's about 5 to 8 around it you can't see. Keep that in mind today when we do spot these crocs. So to keep everything nice and even so we don't get this boat on the lead, we will do everything on both sides. So this croc now we've got on the left-hand side, so it means 2 jumps on the left will bring us straight round, and then 2 jumps on the right-hand side. So everyone on the right will get to see this croc eat, and then we'll swap for the next one. But she looks like she's keen.
เดี๋ยวเขามาทำข้างนี้
Fantastic start
เดี๋ยว
there.
เขาจะมาทำให้ข้างนี้
So one more on this side, then we'll be bringing her straight round to the right. That head up. Perfect big tail walk there. So this jumping, as you can see, they do it with ease. It is very natural behaviour. They can all do it from the day they hatch out of the egg. And they're normally jumping up in these overhanging branches for food. So snakes, birds, rats, frogs, the little fellas, they're even looking for insects that might be flying past. So they all jump exactly the same way. So as I bring this croc round to the right hand side, I'll explain to you the best timing to get your finger ready on that camera button. They'll all arch their head, they'll arch their back, lift their head up, and they start looking at our head. Once the head gets nice and vertical, the legs normally just flop to the side. They don't do anything in the jumping. It is just all power from that big tail. So a couple of quick flicks of the tail is what lifts them up. That's when you want to be ready on that button. But here she comes now.
มาแล้ว
Up a little bit more, Jana. Yeah. Down a little bit. And right. Yeah. Down a little bit.
So this croc we've got on the right hand side, she is a good average size croc, around about that 3 metre mark, and this is what we would classify as a fully grown female. We can't be 100% certain it is a girl though. All their reproductive organs are internal, so other than the size there is no real telltale sign. But the largest a female salty will grow up to is about 3.5 metres. That's it, they stop growing there.
Up.
She did a little dance there. Lovely. Whereas the big salties, the males, they just keep growing to the day they die. So anything over that 3.5 metre mark has to be a boy. Anything under that, we just call a female. It is a fairly safe bet because about 80% of the crocs in this river system are actually females. So we are very, very lucky if we do catch up with one of the big boys. But I hope we do today. There we go. She's got that feed now, and it was well earned. You have to watch very, very closely. It happens lightning fast. If you blink, you'll probably miss it. But these crocs, they don't chew their food. Their teeth aren't designed for that. They're designed just for ripping huge, big chunks out of you. So when they do get the feed from us, they do always swallow it whole. So they lift their head up, drop the valve down at the back of their throat called the palatal valve, and they always swallow it whole. So have a look when we do feed the next one on the left-hand side. If you can see that, you'll probably be able to see right down the throat. And the reason why they do have to swallow on the surface is they can't seal their mouth up like us. So when they're swimming around underwater, to stop them from getting a belly full of water and drowning, they have the palatal valve at the back of their throat, which is always closed. So when they want to eat, their head has to come up above the surface of the water, otherwise they have to take their prey over to the bank to eat it. So a little bit of a comforting thought, I guess, if you do get taken by a croc, you will pop up at some stage. Might be too late, but you will. So she was a great little croc to start off with. We love the females, they're always much better jumpers. Because the big boys, they're lifting a whole lot more weight out of the water. So if we do see one, we will stop. They are impressive to look at. But as we float along, you guys can help us by keeping a good eye out too. These crocs will normally be in the shallows. They are very, very lazy animals. They don't normally move around the centre of the river because the current is a lot stronger there. So it takes some more effort and they think, nah, stuff it. So they hang out in those shallows, underneath those overhanging branches where life is just cruising. So if you do spot any yell out, we might stop and give them a feed. If I do point a few out we don't feed them, they may be crocs that we have fed earlier today, and that means they don't get a second feed from us. We do try to encourage these crocs to still hunt naturally, and that's why we do make them do the 4 jumps. Our plan is that they actually use more energy than what we're feeding them. So they still go out, hunt naturally, and we do see it quite frequently. So it seems to be a perfect balance in our eyes.
ไม่ได้นะกล้องนี้มันจับภาพได้แล้วก็ได้ไกล
ครับ
ไอ้ไทยเอาเราไทยชัดๆใกล้ๆกล้องงานไปต้องมีต้องแบบนี้เรา
It is very, very hot out here this afternoon, so if you were feeling a little thirsty,
I know you know where they're from.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Also, I should let you know that the bathrooms are up the back on the top deck. Any time throughout the trip, if you have any questions, please feel free to come up and have a talk to me up the front. Otherwise, tomorrow or down up on the top deck. All of us girls absolutely love using that vibration sense. But it looks like we have got one of the other bigger ones here. Crocodile's floating down. It's looking a little bit shy, sort of hiding itself in the water, so I'm not sure if it's going to jump for us today, but we will give it a go. Yeah, this fella looks to be around about that 4.5 metre mark, so you can definitely tell now the difference between the males and the females. But keep in mind while he is in the water there, he's hiding about half his body mass, so he's making himself look smaller.
What is this one?
These crocs, they are half body, half tail. So that's a great indication once they do get jumping. If you start to see those back legs, that's about half the croc out of the water. Good old Eagle Eyes Tamara spotted there's another croc coming in around the corner as well.
And one coming in from the grass.
Oh, perfect. And another one coming in from the side on the right. This is not a good position for us to be in. 3 crocs around the boat, we're surrounded. You definitely don't want to jump in and go swimming now. With these 3 crocs being so close, as I mentioned them being cannibals, it never makes our job easy to get them to jump. Because those vibration sensors, they need them in the water to know where all the other crocs are, to know if they're safe. By asking them to lift that head up out of the water, we're asking them to take away that sense. So most of the time the crocs are very reluctant to do that. So a couple of things might happen here. We either have a Mexican standoff where no one's willing to jump, or otherwise we could end up with a croc fight. And that's not something we like to encourage. If you've heard that bone crunching sound once before, you'll never want to hear it again. And although these crocs I don't think look at us too affectionately, we love them. So we'll give this croc another minute or two to see if it does get its act together, otherwise we will drive off and leave them. And hopefully they'll all go about their day. A little bit of a lunge there. So obviously he's not too concerned about that female that's floating in from the right. Might be one of his girlfriends. Ooh, he's getting a little bit snappy. That's not a bad jump. We'll just get one more on this side, that first one. He can do a bit better than that. That's great. She's just noticed him and said, I'm out of here. Good decision. Another little bit of a lunge there. We will bring him round to the left-hand side so everyone can have a bit of a look at him. He's having a little bit of trouble jumping with that other female hanging around.
Bye bye, ไม่ได้รับประทาน